Willie D Live.
Let's talk about Straight Outta Compton.
Yes, sir.
That was the role that catapulted you into stardom. But you had this little known role on Contraband.
Yeah.
Well before that.
Yeah.
About 3 years.
Yeah.
You did Contraband in 2012, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, how did you even get that role in the first place?
Well, a lot of movies were being shot in New Orleans at the time, and they got what you call like a local hire, right? So, in order to save themselves money, they'll get talent that could take their ass home at the end of the night. You know what I mean? So, I want to give a shout out to Tasha Smith Mills, man. She was the person who sort of discovered me. She came to an acting class and discovered me, and she just started pitching me, to all these different films or whatever. And when I went for Contraband, it was kind of strange, man, because Baltazar is an interesting guy, but he knows what he wants. You know what I mean? Like he's a really interesting director. But as soon as I walked into the room, it was like he said a couple words to me, but he was like, I think you're what I'm looking for, because I actually read for the role that Lucky Johnson ended up getting. Shout out to Lucky too, but I was just too young for the role. So he was like, I think I have what I'm looking for, but you're not it for this. And I was like, what? And then I went home and they was like, yeah, you got it. I was like, what? I'm so confused. They was like, yeah, it's for a different role. It's for Walter, but they loved you. I was like, all right, bet. You know what I mean? Like, in doing that movie, I think sort of put me in a good space with Mark Wahlberg. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was professionalism or if I just made him laugh. I'm not really sure. But he ended up calling me back to do another film called Broken City not too long after that, which were both Universal films.
That was 2013.
Right.
Yeah.
So they were both, Universal films. And I think that's what sort of put me on the radar to Universal for me to end up auditioning for Eazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how cool was that, man, to have 3 years in professionally and get pretty much a signature role?
It was, you ever had to reset your life real quick? Because I thought I had my goals in order. Like, I'm going to work my way up to this. And then all of a sudden I'm here. I'm like, all right, hold up. I had to reevaluate everything. But it was a beautiful moment for me because when I'm telling you, literally 0 people believed in me, not even my mama. Like, everybody was like, when you gonna get a real job?
What'd your mom say?
When I booked Eazy
No,
E?
before you
Or before?
What was she saying?
She thought I was lying, to be honest. Because I used to be in the streets, and you know how it is when you start coming home fresh. Who bought that for you? Where you got that from? You better not be stealing all of this and all of that. You know what I mean? So you making up everything so you could, keep her off your behind. And then it wasn't until I went to jail for the first time, because that was the only number I knew. I actually had to call my grandpa, and my grandpa had to call my mama. It was like them 2 phone calls you don't want to make. Them the only numbers I remember. I'm like, damn.
This is in New Orleans?
This was actually in Brownsville, Texas. Brownwood, Texas. Brownwood, Texas. I was on my way to Abilene to make a little drop off, and got caught on the road. I got picked up by DPS. I'm in the middle of the country, I'm out there with people like, let me explain something to you, Hoss. Okay, being a drug dealer, I understand it's fast money, but this is right where you're gonna end up. You're gonna be right here with me. I was like, oh my God, I was out there in that type of area. Yeah. So I'm like, man, I gotta get out of here. So, had to call my mama, and yeah, man, that's when it all got exposed that I was in the streets like that. I tried to keep that away from my family as much as I could, but it was what it was. So I think, me coming home with extra money here and there, it was something that was embedded in her mind, like, oh no, he getting this money from somewhere else. And when you do a movie, the next question is, so when's it coming out? And I'm like, well, I don't really know. Like, people don't know that it takes a year to 18 months to edit a movie and then for it to finally come out. So until these films came out, like they didn't even believe that I was doing it.